Every year, over 500,000 people around the world vanish without a trace. Their stories often fade away, buried in the chaos of everyday life. But in 2009, a case emerged that flipped this narrative on its head. A man appeared out of nowhere, leaving behind an enigma that the internet still grapples with today. This is the mystery of Peter Bergmann, a man who, in a span of a few days, meticulously erased his own existence. No past, no identity, no trace, just a ghost passing through a small coastal town in Ireland. In June 2009, a man using the name Peter Bergmann arrived in Sligo, a quiet town on Ireland's west coast. He checked into a modest hotel, paid in cash, and listed a false address in Vienna. With him, he carried only a small, worn-out bag, the kind that seemed incapable of holding a lifetime's worth of belongings. At first, his arrival seemed unremarkable, just another traveler passing through. But as the days unfolded, a pattern emerged, a series of deliberate, calculated actions that hinted at a darker, deeper intent. For 3 days, Peter Bergmann moved through the town with a purple plastic bag in hand. Each time he left his hotel, he carried this bag. Each time he returned, it was empty. CCTV footage captured him making these trips, always alone, always purposeful. Investigators later scoured Sligo, searching bins and public areas, hoping to find a clue to what he had discarded. Nothing was ever found. It was as if Peter Bergmann was systematically erasing himself, piece by piece, discarding fragments of a past that no one could ever piece together. Bergmann had no ID, no passport, and no record of entering Ireland. He left behind no phone, no wallet, no keys. The address he provided in Vienna was a fabrication. It led to a random business with no ties to the man calling himself Peter Bergmann. It became clear that this wasn't just a man avoiding attention. It was a man who never intended to be found. Was he a fugitive escaping a troubled past? A spy meticulously covering his tracks? Or a man with nothing left, determined to vanish from the world completely? On his last day, Bergmann checked out of his hotel, calm and composed. He walked to the bus station, ordered a cappuccino and a sandwich, and quietly sat at a table. Witnesses saw him jot something on a small piece of paper, staring at it for several minutes before slipping it into his pocket. Whatever was on that paper disappeared with him. That afternoon, he took a bus to Ross's Point Beach, a windswept shore known for its quiet, desolate beauty. As twilight fell, he paced the shoreline, fully dressed, shoes in hand. At 10:50 p.m., under the moon's gaze, a witness saw him for the last time, a solitary figure walking the boundary between land and sea. The next morning, a father and son strolling along the beach made a grim discovery. In the sand, just beyond the waterline, lay the body of Peter Bergmann, face down, motionless. His clothes were folded neatly nearby, a final, methodical act. The initial thought was a simple drowning, a tragic accident. But the autopsy told a different story. There was no water in his lungs, no signs of struggle, no injuries. The cause of death was labeled as acute cardiac arrest, a heart that failed, perhaps moments before he could vanish forever. Had it not been for that heart attack, Peter Bergmann might have succeeded in his plan. His last trace, his last breath, left behind on the sand of Ross's Point. Years have passed, yet the questions linger. Was he terminally ill, choosing to die alone rather than burden others? Was he a man on the run, hiding from a past too painful to face? Or was he someone with no history, no identity, a ghost who never truly existed? The stamps he purchased, the notes he wrote, the meticulous disposal of his belongings. Every detail was a part of a plan that no one can fully understand. Investigators followed every lead, interviewed every witness, scoured every inch of Sligo, but the answers remained elusive. Today, Peter Bergmann's story is one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the internet age. Forums dissect every frame of the CCTV footage, every report from the investigation, every theory that emerges. Some believe he was an intelligence operative. Others see him as a tragic figure, a man overwhelmed by loneliness, seeking a final escape. In a world where digital footprints are inescapable, Peter Bergmann managed to erase his own, leaving behind a riddle that captures the imagination of all who encounter it. Is it possible, in the age of information, to disappear entirely? Or does the act of erasing oneself ensure that we are remembered, not for who we were, but for the mystery we leave behind? Peter Bergmann's legacy is a testament to the complexity of identity, a reminder that behind every face is a story we may never fully know.